Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
Today we're going to be doing Bowmen for the Ayyubid army. That's the army of Saladin during the Third Crusade. So these are light infantry, volunteer infantry, or people who are drafted, possibly part of militia, living locally, who would march along and join the army. They don't have armour, they do know how to use a bow. They probably don't even have a weapon like a sword or anything. So they're really not very good troops. However, they can fire arrows, large amounts of arrows, so that is very useful. I mentioned in one of the other videos we did, there was a tribe who used to lay on their backs to fire their arrows. And I believe at Hattin, they fired their arrows from so far away, the knights couldn't tell where the arrows were coming from. And there was nothing they could do, they just got completely pelted by arrows. Unfortunately, they were all killed by their own command. Anyway, Bowmen, I have a low opinion of Bowmen in Hail Caesar, because generally they're not good in combat and they only fire 3. Now, I understand why they only fire 3 when you've got most infantry use combat of 7 and stuff like that. That's because bows aren't actually that very good in the real world. Bows are actually not good at all. However, used en masse, it can annoy the enemy quite a lot. So I understand why it's 3, and for historical sake, I'm having them in the army because they were used in the army. Although I understand why people who are building an army just to fight a battle wouldn't bother buying bowmen other than for support. Because, as you mentioned earlier, if you put up a bowman in the second rank, you get to +3 to your front rank.
Yeah.
Why are you staring at me like that? Did you listen to anything I just said?
Well, yeah, but I don't really agree with it, because when I played with the Jews, with my bows,
yeah,
they were useless for support and all that stuff.
Yeah, because they're skirmish bow.
Yeah, it's the only bowmen they have.
Yeah, no, think of Roman bowmen.
Right, yeah.
Mass ranks of bowmen, yeah. And then the bows you tried to use as support were skirmish troops armed with bow, which are not useful for support.
I never had proper bowmen.
No, because the Jewish army didn't have
The
ranks
best
of bowmen.
projectiles I had was slingers.
And with the Jewish army, you typically had whatever the dude turning up to battle had. So if you had a spearman shield wall, it's just because quite a few men in the army owned a spear and had a shield, or had stolen a shield. So it was a very ad hoc army. This army is a very professional army with a lot of volunteers to it. So you have a
volunteers.
Pretty much, yeah. You volunteer because your local priest says, go fight for the army or you go and burn in hell, and they all volunteer. So, it's like in Christendom, during the Crusades, it was, oh, you've committed a crime, you're going to get your hand cut off for stealing a loaf of bread, or you could go on the Crusades. And a lot of men went,
Crusades.
Okay, Crusades. Just one of those things. So yeah, these will not be professional soldiers, they will be actually people who just own a bow now, fire it, and the armies come by, and so they've joined it. So I wouldn't rely on them in combat, but they are useful troops to have on your flanks or as support. They have Clash 4, Sustained 4, which is pants. They're not much better than actually skirmish infantry. In fact, you may as well get rid of these and just get skirmishers. But they do have that +1 firing, so, you know. They have a range of 18 inches, which is great, because most troops can't move 18 inches, so that's pretty useful. Short range 3, long range 3, so they give 3 support, which is what I said about the second rank. You were trying to use skirmishers for that.
Yeah.
Morale of 6+, because they have no armour whatsoever, and they don't particularly want to be there. They don't mind firing arrows, but they don't want to get in combat. Stamina 6. So, on the whole, bad troops, but I like the figures, so
They look good.
Yeah, they do look good. I like the figures. The figures are in
They
sort
look
of...
good before they get all killed by Crusaders.
They're in some nice civilian gear. And they look quite good. Yeah, I like them.
They don't even have a sword. They're going to do in close combat and whack them with a bow.
Well, no, they didn't want to fight with a sword. They just ran away.
You can't run from cavalry.
Cavalry didn't charge, you know.
Let alone that, you can't
That's
run.
on TV.
Let alone that, you can't run from King Richard.
No, that's true. That's true. Because,
He'll find you.
yeah, he will. No, like 6 weeks later, in the middle of the night, in a rainy, stormy night, there'll be a knock at the door, and King Richard will be outside going, "I'm free."
I saw you running away from the battlefield.
Yeah. You coward. But yeah, he actually made the one army run away by shouting "coward" at them.
Yeah, I know.
Just ran up to them. He ran the full length of the army 3 times. And the entire army just didn't move. They were watching this psycho nut job riding up and down in front of them going, "Ah!" Okay, fine. I don't want to fight.
Was that when they went to the beach? Just off the beach? Beach landing?
No, it was the one after that. The one after that one, he actually charged the line, and they all ran away. So just
fight me, you cowards!
yeah. So
okay, I'm gonna go home. Nice being your army, Saladin, but I have children and wife to see. I'm off.
yeah, I've got stuff to do. Yeah.
So no, wives to see.
Yeah. Well, it depends how good you've been in combat, because generally they were given as prize. So if you killed at least 2 crusaders, you might get 2 wives.
Do you know what crusaders get? They get money. Have they ever heard of currency?
Well, no, they get to go to heaven.
Oh god. The crusaders still got
It's a great
paid.
con job.
Crusaders still got paid.
Oh yeah. You got the wages weren't too bad. You got paid the same as you did.
You got paid and you didn't go to hell.
You got paid
Bonus.
the same as you did in Europe, but you had to pay for your own lodging and your own armour and stuff. Whereas if you lived in Europe and worked for European army, typically you actually got paid. You got a bonus to all. You got free bedding and stuff. So it would be better to be a bowman in a North European army than a North European army fighting in the Middle East. And these guys, you can see here on the battlefield, these soldiers with bows, they didn't get paid at all, most of these guys, because they were just sort of local defence troops, and they didn't get any wages. So it was pretty pants, really. Which is why they couldn't keep in the field for long, because they had to go home because they had a real job. So Saladin couldn't keep large armies in the field because many of them had real jobs that they had to go to.
Farming.
Most of farming.
Like Crusaders, they had
trading.
to, what was the Crusaders? Some of them had to go home because the crops.
Yeah. There's a seasonal war. Usually you'd send one brother to the Crusades, the other one would stay at home to work. But even Crusader armies worked. So unless you're part of a holy order, you weren't allowed to work. But most had 2 jobs. But that's it. Yeah, so I like the figures. The figures are from Griffin Beast. I believe all the helmets and heads are from Griffin Beast as well. I usually swap and change quite a lot, but I don't think I did with these figures. So they're quite good, and I'm going to be basing quite a few more because there were quite a few of these troops. The army roughly had equivalent in bow as it did in crossbow. So that's the equivalent in sort of militia armed with bow as sort of mercenary troops armed with crossbow.
Yeah.
Or paid troops armed with crossbow who are not professional soldiers but are paid. Armies are complicated things, especially for the quartermaster general. The bow they used was a composite bow. So technically it had a shorter range than the longbow, but Hail Caesar doesn't take too much of that into
consideration.
Yeah, because it's not actually that important. Not on the scale that Hail Caesar's played at. So that's it. That's pretty much it. Any questions?
The Bowmen. Did you know that? Did you know they were Bowmen?
Yeah, I know the Bowmen.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only way. Okay, fine.
So, you got any questions?
No, I haven't really. No. That's it. That's the end of the video.
They
It's
throw
boring video.
projectiles.
Yeah, they're fire arrows. And they're not very good arrows either.
Well-known fact: they don't even have swords.
Yeah, they're not skirmish troops. They're not skirmish troops, but you should treat them as skirmish troops. Don't try and get them in combat because they'll die.
I'd see that.
Whatever you do, don't try and hold the castle wall with them. And the understanding that I've got bows, they'll fire down at the enemy. Yeah, once one knight gets on the parapet, you're all dead. You've had it.
And it's not like an arrow's going to stop, they're going to penetrate a knight's top of his head.
No.
So they can't. They can push down the ladder.
Yeah. What the Saracens tried defending castle walls with bowmen terribly, which is why they tended to lose. The Crusaders wouldn't, or the Crusader kingdoms wouldn't. Not actual Crusaders, people who lived there locally. They would use bowmen on the inside of the walls to shoot anyone who came over the wall, or they would fire them at long range into enemy camps. Right, so that's it. That's all done?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for watching. I'll let the small one do the outro.
So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think, what your opinion is on the, what's the army called?
The Ayyubid army.
The Ayyubid army.
It's the
Ayyubid army archers.
It's the army that took over after the Seljuks. The Saladin rebelled against the rulers, and he took the empire over. It was a Kurdish uprising took over the entire Islamic empire, basically, and it was a mess. But it was better than what had gone before. So I prefer not to live there personally, but that's my own opinion. Anything else?
No.
Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Bye bye.